We're back.
Ladies and gentlemen, roosters and hens and everything else in between. We are Cock Talk, hot off our drop, feeling pretty confident, really happy with how it's going. Love you guys for coming in tonight and spending some time with us. And as always, the full Coop Collective is here tonight. I am Tyler at MBF Express. We have Josh feeling much better this week. At Grateful Coops. no one can tell.
No.
The man
Poker
with
face.
the series, Waddle Racing at Blake, and then Dad, as always, at Pecking Order. Dave, gentlemen, how are we feeling tonight?
First time you got the name right, I think.
Yeah, Waddle Racing.
Yeah,
I am
there you go.
feeling great. How are you?
That's an improvement. Yeah. It's good. It's good to see you still with us there, Josh.
Yeah.
I'm a little antsy. That's how I would describe it. Because
Always antsy. It's the ADD
chickens
in
have
me.
a big week ahead of them. I
Yeah.
would say
Yeah.
right off the bat. Like
you
they
could argue like maybe, the pivotal week. There's obviously some things that need to happen the following week, but we are right on the precipice of hopefully some type of launch off here.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they've got a lot of pressure on them. Dave, what do you think?
Yes.
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 Throw it to
Well,
Dave.
I mean, if you math back from end of January and then they want a week of stable self-scheduling races in place, it's like, well, we got this week to get through kind of steps 2, 3, and 4 on that list of stages that they needed to do to hit open beta.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of steps in a week when we
Yeah.
haven't taken a step in about a month.
They
As
said
Josh
they were.
kind of pointed out. Go ahead.
Well, we haven't
Oh,
seen
what
a
were you
step,
gonna? I
but yeah.
don't
Well,
know what you were gonna say.
I was going to say what you had pointed out in one of the chats is that they've been doing a lot of back end that we can't see testing. So they may already be on phase 2, 3, and ready to roll that out. Now they might have to test that real quick, but maybe they feel really confident that that's ready to roll.
Did I see
I
like a
don't-
1 or 2% thrown around by someone that they were like that was they were 10% at the last update, and
Yeah, 10.5, and then the last thing they said was that they're basically one bug away. They feel
Yeah,
it's
one bug away.
major bug. Yeah.
But
There it was.
a game-breaking bug still, that they couldn't actually give us a smooth racing experience with that bug.
Which that could
Right.
be something as just far as a pay bug, right? I mean,
Well, if you can't enter a paid race or you can't get paid out
Right,
for a
that's a-
race, like
that's
that's,
a pretty-
game-breaking.
yeah, but that's just one bug too. Once they fix that, then boom, they're in or whatever.
Yeah, I think
One bug is good news, I think.
just because it's been so long since we've been racing, I kind of agree with a lot of people in the chat. Like, I'll believe it
Yep.
when I see it.
I
I expect to see it this week, but I'm not going to get excited until they
That's-
prove that they've been working their butts off and
Yeah.
took the product forward.
Well, I said I'm antsy because I'm hoping that again, that's what I say. It's a big week for them. They have to come out with something, right?
It's a
Yeah.
prove it week. It's a prove it scenario now. We've given a lot of us have given them a lot of slack and a lot of room to run and kind of do what they need to do here, especially behind the scenes. And I don't want to say it's like a vocal minority that's loud, but there's still a very committed group of people who are a little frustrated and want to see something. But meanwhile, there's a lot of people holding a lot of birds that are waiting and ready. So this is it. This is the kind of situation where you see something really start to take off, or some frustrations happen. And I feel like based on what they're saying, the January 31st is the last day. Is the first day of the week. It's Monday. On the last day of January. It's Monday to start the week off right there. I mean, maybe that's what they were thinking the whole time. That's not alpha. We don't know anything there. Just happen to look at the calendar and see Monday, January 31st.
listen, I feel like we've come a long ways in 6 months, and if they feel like they're ready to go and they think that they're ready to go by a certain date that they've shared with us and everybody, then I'm going to give them that benefit of the doubt and let them show me that. I have not panicked since day one. I mean, it takes a while to develop a game in a new atmosphere. again, Web3 is new territory, a new frontier. It's not like they can just sit down and go, we know exactly what we want to do and we know exactly how it's going to react. So it's,
well, I wanted to read something that I saw actually in the beta channel today that, believe it or not, there was something in there really productive and constructive. No, I'm kidding. There's usually a lot of really good constructive talk in there. And of course there's, people airing out grievances and whatnot. But GYA BAWK probably brought up, said the issue might be the fact that they've decided to beta test on a main net instead of a test net using real funds. And it was the first time I really thought like, they had some issues where races were finishing in orders they weren't happy with, and races were finishing with showing us a victor and it wasn't the victor. And then they were obviously finishing where they were lined up in order. And it got me thinking like, the fact that this was on the main net and races, there was payouts for every single race. It probably like faded into the idea of like, we can't keep just running these hard test races and having really strange payout outcomes, because that could be a problem too. We could pull that back, put it on chickenderby.com like they have, and then just pound it out on the back end. That's what I've been hopeful. But hearing that really kind of syncs those two things together and makes me feel more confident. Yeah, that especially with what they're going to say in the dev blog and whatnot, that they've been grinding out those races, behind the scenes.
Now, the one thing I can say, that is, if they have been running these races in the background, it would be nice to kind of see any kind of progress that has been made.
Totally fair.
That's a good point.
I agree.
Yeah,
and
totally
I've heard that sentiment a lot in the chat, and I 100% agree. But
maybe they want to save it for the surprise.
That's just it. That's my other argument is, but I mean, at this point, it's like, how long can you hold the surprise? And if it,
it's got to be soon. That's why, I mean, we said what we said because we've been told that they're going to be here and ready to rock by the end of the month. So, and that's for full open. So we'll see. This week has got to be something. I would be shocked if we're not doing something by Tuesday. Monday, maybe whatever, get the weekend ready to rock.
And I know that's us putting like a date on it again, but I feel like that's
just my personal opinion. It's not even, I won't even say it's for the rest of you three. I say that's for me.
Right. But I still feel like that's a sentiment I think everyone's kind of, rallying around right now, is that like, like Dave was saying, if we're going to get to the point where we're going to need a full week of races to get us into opening this thing up, then I imagine we got to see something here.
Yeah, well, like Wu-Tang Hens brings up a good point. They just got these two new experienced devs, and they're gonna probably go over all the code and get it all cleaned up. I mean, again, these guys have been staring at this stuff for 6 months. Fresh eyes is sometimes a blessing, and usually a blessing, because they're like, oh yeah, you got to do this a little different, do that a little different, clean this up. I mean, I think they said even just this week, once we get into the dev blog, that some of the progress has been made. They've sped up the racing. Like the birds, I believe.
Well,
I think they
said
faster
a fast forward, pause, rewind aspect. Didn't I see that brought up somewhere?
I think that was asked and then answered,
They also did comment about adjusting the scale of things. So that should, in theory, address the run time of the race kind of concern that we've seen in the chat.
Right.
That the 200-meter race is just, it's too long.
If you want to hit it to X4 or whatever on your fast forward, and it'll speed it up. I think that's a perfect idea to fix a lot of the slowness issues.
I think this combo and where we just segged there, we might as well just dive right into the dev blog.
Sure, yeah.
First, if you guys are stopping by, like, subscribe, first timers, you guys hit the like button.
And we will have the giveaway coming later. We have the new revamped wheel for all of you that have been able to jump in for an early adopter on the Coop Collective 548 NFT. Very thankful for any of you that just stop by in general. We're just happy to have you here. We understand that not everyone is liquid all the time, and a lot of people probably just want to see some birds on a track before they jump into the next spot, and that's fine too. We really wanted to roll this NFT out slowly, to the point where if you wanted to get in, you can. As far as like the pushing it or doing any type of major, there's Cajun Tomato. He didn't. He aped in. See him in the chat. He's the very first of the set holder to get all four Cajun Tomato. We're going to get him his own role.
My favorite was he dropped the Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet and
with all the
of the
different
Barnes
ones on there.
on the glove. That was clutch. That's a great meme.
It's beautiful. But yeah, we're just happy to have everyone hanging around. It's really cool, and this thing's only going to get a little crazier and a little bigger as we go. So, yeah, let's dive into this thing, Josh.
Find that Friday feeling, my fellow friends of fouls. See, this is an uplifting and it seems exciting dev.
Enough of your jokes, Deli. Let's go.
The last ones have
called
just
him out
been
for not being the fun guy.
Welcome to this week's first edition of 2022's Dev Blog, read by Morgan Freeman. Yeah. For our free half fortnightly review, fellows. Yeah. Our new hires from last week have already made a great start and have been working with the existing team as well. Here are some of the completed tasks from this week. The website wasn't recognizing when the user switched MetaMask accounts, causing an invalid parameter error when trying to enter a race. The site now recognizes the change and will work properly.
Yeah, that's the kind of annoying stuff like they got to knock out. Like that's the kind of thing. They open it up again, people are just getting frustrated. So I'm happy to see that.
Here's a nice line for us techie nerds that like to keep up on weird things like this. The version number for the server and everything that I'm sure they're running and all in the back end will be added to the site so they can better keep track of all the updates. Chickens' names on the results screen at the end of the race now change font size, so depending on the length of the name, does not overrun the box. That's nice, so you can see that full, beautiful name. Or terrible name.
Not so beautiful name.
Maybe
there's a couple that's sold lately.
Just shows.
Yeah,
never mind.
But the dairy derivative that's not going well. Continue, please. Don't make me say it.
So this was a strange bug that caught my eye that I thought was a little off. Was the countdown timer to the race start in scheduled races was looking at the user's PC clock, causing it to show an inaccurate time. This is no longer the case, so the time displayed is now accurate. So it was like pinging everyone's clock essentially and taking its time. That one just was like a eyebrow raiser for me. Man, that's a weird mess up. Bug with the user being stuck and the MetaMask loading spinner while trying to enter a race for free race that is full has been fixed.
That was super annoying for a lot of people, so I'm sure that people are glad to see that.
Yeah, improvements to the admin portal, security improvements to the development, production servers. Bug fix that prevented the users from entering a race when trying to enter 2 chickens in quick succession. Meter signs on the race courses have been reversed, so they now descend towards the finish line. Deleted old code. Nice.
Okay, we missed 2 lines.
Did I?
2 lines that I find exciting.
Where did I miss them?
Up a little ways. 2 short lines.
Oh. Change the race scale so that chickens move faster. I knew I saw that.
Yeah, that was my favorite line of the entire.
And I totally glazed right over it. And runtime on the results page now display in a 24-hour clock format.
Yeah, less hype about that one. But
yeah, the faster chickens.
The scale adjustment's definitely another proof point of them listening to the chat and the community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's direct. Yeah,
they got to deliver it, but that's definitely something they took directly from feedback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a number of users and some big and small voicing that opinion in the beta channel, and I'm good to see that it got heard. I'm curious to know the run times now because I believe the 200-meter races were right around a little over 2 minutes, weren't they?
Right.
3 minutes almost.
I remember I was in there with a whole bunch of people, and I know Poseidon was in there as well, talking about like the need to feel these things being like almost viral. I don't know if they need to be like straight viral, crazy, like cocaine right up your nose when you see it on there, but like the 100-meter could be. And if the 100 meters are quick little, like if the fast times of 100 meter are 25 seconds or so or something like that, 30 seconds, then
100 meter with 3 talents that get deployed is potential
that's
chaos.
Nuts. Yeah, totally chaos. So, I'm here for that. Like, so yeah. I like that. I just like it a little bit faster. I definitely found myself tuning out just a little bit on those 200s. A little bit was also just like the nerves of it. Like, I don't want to see where my chicken is at 100 meters when it's 200 because I don't care.
Yeah, you're leading the whole first 100 meters and you're like, oh yeah, feeling good. But then it's like, wait a minute, this is too good to be true.
Yeah,
I'm definitely not winning this race. And you end up in last.
At least it's not a death sentence anymore since they fixed
they have fixed
the spread issue. At least now you can go wire to wire.
This is where, some people will get on me for almost like caping up too much here about like what it takes to make this stuff. But like that weird thing that Josh said about like the clock pinging and that or being an incorrect, like the amount of coding situations that pop up, it would probably melt a lot of people's minds if they really knew. Like I saw I don't even remember who it was, and it's fine. I don't necessarily want to throw the name out there, but like they said that like this isn't a complicated game. This isn't a detailed game. It's like you have no idea. We are making
it's just like think of it as like we've been theorizing for the last however many weeks that if all these little things that we can see on OpenSea as traits, right, have something to do or might have something to do. Imagine how complex that is with 8 different variables or whatever it is.
Especially since basically they've said to us that all of the pieces of code, all of the either cosmetics or however the chickens are going to race are implemented already with the exception of talent. So that sounds pretty complicated to me. Not to mention all this little minutia stuff, all these quick little frustrating details. All that was frustrating stuff that didn't sound like it wasn't chickens racing. It sounded like a customer experience thing. And that's where bringing in what were they called? What were the 2 devs?
Quality assurance
guys. Like that's perfect. That's exactly the kind of thing that you're focusing on there to make sure that you're not having a frustrating experience for the customer.
I think
the next paragraphs.
Yeah, the next 3 paragraphs I think are big.
Segue.
The next 2 are very big. I think that a lot of people glazed over in this announcement because they just didn't see Win Racing at the top, or it's just
I get it. Yeah.
I do too. I get it.
Like with so many things fixed and improved, I'm sure you're all eager to run races right away, and I really, really wish you could. The game is stable enough to do races. Excuse me. But we know if we did some races now, there would be some serious bugs that would make the experience unpleasant. We want you to have the best experience possible with Chicken Derby, so hold on for a little bit longer.
To that point, I have experienced the unpleasant experiences of the beta. So it's hard to lose sight of a handful of people had a good experience, but there was also a bunch of people that didn't. So
for what it's worth too, it was a lot of the same people getting in over and over again. Like Josh had no problem getting in. I didn't have much of a problem getting in.
I just kept getting into races.
And some other people were like, I keep trying and I can't get in. And it got to the point where like, how much do they just need to see the same, 100 counts always getting in over and over again? So and they realized there was issues and they took care of it.
Once they ran the last session and they put 5-10 races on there at one time, it was a lot easier to get in at least a race for that session. But
when they were multi-loading like 4 or 5 at a time,
right,
you could you were getting into one and multiple people were going for others, I would hope, and not just the first one. The next line is where I think it really hammers home the idea that yes, we have not seen or done any racing since December 20th, but again, we have no idea the amount of testing that they've been doing on the back end on their own, and this paragraph only reaffirms that for me. We continue to test and have hired some people to be dedicated QA testers. This means we can do more testing without taking away time for our development team. We've also developed test cases that we're running through and doing performance tests to see how the game handles under load. What that means is essentially they're running multiple races, and like it's just they're trying to break it essentially on their own without, and they can do it. If they have the birds, they can do it.
I think This is the short version, but Deli expands on this in one of his comments in the chat. That's worth searching up if you haven't seen it yet. Talking about why internal QA rather than external beta testers, and talking about how they can look for a specific problem that the devs are kind of saying, okay, look into this. And they can give them some of the stuff under the hood that they can't give to us as beta testers. So,
well, yeah. And to that point, even he said, even going further in specifics, like we can tell them which track to go and run and which specific one to do and which terrain and like everything. It's just they can pinpoint exactly what they want them to go look for, and then those guys can detail that information and give it back to them.
This really played into the little bit that I saw from the user in the beta channel today. It was just like they can go in and literally try to break the game and see if it breaks.
Right.
And then, make fixes off that where they can't put us in races where they're trying to break the game, because then it's going to frustrate us and it's going to make it look like they're making mistakes on purpose or something. So, yeah, I get it. And I know a huge frustration was that a lot of people that got early were like, well, where's my benefit of being here early and being beta? Like a lot of people didn't get it into race and don't feel that.
Well, so they ran 100 and so races, 100 or so races, and there were 1,000+ people that were qualified for beta. So I mean, a little bit of perception. The sentiment that is negative towards that.
A little bit of perception of thinking we had a bigger role here. Yeah, no doubt. And we can't have everyone come in, but the faster getting to open is really what that's all about.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, and if they think they can do it on their own in the back end and handle the bulk without us, and then they can give it to us where it's way better for us to try and break it again quick, to see if we can break it. I don't know. I myself personally have high expectations for this week. I think we're gonna see some pretty awesome things, I hope.
And I do think that the faster we can get to a proper flow of paid racing where people can actually start to see a positive ROI out of this thing, the better. Like these making a couple dollars because you got into one closed beta free race,
it
isn't gonna add up at all.
Right.
Like I think I've gotten in 8 races and maybe I'm plus $10. And if you put that in ETH, there's a bunch of zeros.
Not great.
Right.
Tyler's down bad.
Tyler has funded pretty much the free races.
Yeah, I took his $10.
Here for you guys.
Like Whammo just says, I think they quickly learned the beta wasn't going to be a good testing ground.
I agree.
It's not so much that beta wasn't going. I do, but I don't. It's beta is beta. I mean, it's bound to not be good.
But I think
that's the thing. You're testing a product that has never been ran before. It's gonna break.
I think they probably went with too many beta testers right out of the gate. They probably should have scaled it down to like 25, 30 and then started ramping it up.
But maybe they never find a lot of those entry breaks if they don't have the fun.
Yeah, we're not experts. Testers.
I had problems on certain times. There were other days where I had 0 issues. And I got in a race.
Yep.
Well, Josh, it's funny you brought up what Whammo said. Is I was about to type something into the chat, and I'm like, I might as well just say it. It felt like an intentional pivot to be like, all right, we're getting good information here, but now let's pivot this thing to just get these things like actually, worked out on the back end. Like maybe they did have intention, and this is again just speculation, but maybe there was intention to run a few more closed beta and have a few more sessions. It certainly seemed like early on from the very first attempt, they wanted to run 3 waves in one day and see how that would go. And then they saw the stuff that would break. And then they saw like, all right, well, this is just an easier way to break it ourselves back here and fix it than have, the public frustrated by it. So it feels like a pivot to me.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. That's them learning and experiencing it and figuring things out.
And it's a balance thing for me, right? There are some people who are calling for, I just want to race. So give me broken races and let's get at it. But we have to keep in mind the amount of support broken races take. And that's just pulling them away from fixing races.
Mm-hmm.
If they're giving us broken races every day just to kind of appease us, we're actually probably going to be stuck in the broken race phase a lot longer.
Yeah.
I won 2 as well, Fledge. Or I won 1 and got last in the other 2.
Fledge is ready to retire right now. but not really, because Fledge got himself that nice little
the dinosaur.
That dino I was looking at, and Dave was like, "No, too expensive."
That orange striped dino.
I liked it.
Don't pay for pretty.
It's pretty.
I wanted it.
It's handsome. I want him.
Anyways.
No, it's a great bird.
Yes, it is. Congrats. This part is really fun, and I think a lot of people, another thing that they took our, like, not our advice, but the chat and the community's advice when they asked it in the chat. The design work is continuing on the marketplace, and we want to make it as thorough as a tool as possible. It'll double up as a chicken database, so you'll be able to use it as a search tool through all chickens, even those not for sale. From your responses last week, chicken trades will be included. The current plan is to have 3 options when listing your chicken for sale. No trade, only selling it for WETH, which is Poly on the, or ETH on the Poly network.
Mm-hmm.
Any trade willing to see all trade offers, and preference trade. You can list preferences for what chicken you want, and only chickens that match those preferences can be offered. Love it. No spam.
Pretty solid.
The
Love it
next
too.
sentence.
No spam chickens. Don't be sending me them 90 dorks for my Jackie Daytona.
Next sentence.
Yeah.
The next
the
sentence,
best.
though.
Read it, Josh.
What?
The next
Read the last
read it.
sentence.
Plus, we'll make it so that trades can be a combination of NFTs and WETH.
I mean,
That
this is
Packages.
Yeah, this is everything we wanted.
Yeah.
Everything we're hoping for in a
Yeah.
trade situation. So yeah, and I think it'll need a little bit more, that combination there.
Makes it way easier. Wish they had that right now, huh?
Mhm.
Huh, guys.
Yeah.
Huh, guys.
Yeah. And again, another deli comment, not in the blog, but in the chat. For those who are like, why are you working on a marketplace when no racing?
Right.
It is different team members who are currently designing out the marketplace. It's not the developers building it yet. It's still kind of, they're just sketching it out, laying it out, putting
I
the
think they're
blocks
up-
together.
They're up to what? 17 total now?
Mhm.
If our math is correct.
Yeah, that's
Have
the
we
rough
seen-
head count.
They got
Have
a
we seen anything
whole-
about this yet? Holly's dad asked, will there be a messaging system in the marketplace? Because that's
I-
important, because it's hard to find
Yeah.
people sometimes, and I'd love to be able to message them in a place that you can't scam them.
The only
that's
thing that
really
we really
important.
got a clue
Discord,
of
it's
were
a
the
shady-
two
Shady
Yeah.
alley.
Yeah.
It's
only
back
thing that
alley
we
wheeling and dealing.
we really got a clue of was one picture showed 2 chickens talking to each other, and they had little
Yeah.
bubbles over each other. Remember that?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
remember what, but
You'd have to be present to do that, but there might be something like that we see. I hope there is. There really
I
should
imagine there's an in-person and maybe also a chat board.
Like
as well.
message the Coop.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
could
Yeah,
probably
of
like
course.
maybe like
Yeah.
think of this like a Coop Yellow Pages. You can look up any Coop
Yeah.
and send them a message.
Put it this way,
Hey,
if,
what's up?
if
Want some
they're
chicken
listening,
breasts?
then I think people would really enjoy that. I think that would be a necessary part of it, and my guess is it's already in the plan for it. But
Well,
yeah,
I think we've
that's-
seen enough times in NFTs in general and in this space as well. Discord is a weak link in the security chain.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anything we can kind of move away from Discord and
Yeah.
into a bit of a more secure environment, I think is better for everybody in the long run.
Yeah.
Now,
Well,
I mean,
Oh, go ahead.
it's still, the Discord will still be for the chatter and the communication, but like if I'm trying to work out a deal with someone and the messaging system is connected to their wallet, there's no faking that, there's no impersonating it. I know
Right.
I'm talking to
Yeah.
the owner of that bird that I'm
Mhm.
interested in.
Right.
I'm not getting scammed.
No
It's-
links.
it-
You
it's
don't
tough.
need
I mean,
links. You
we-
shouldn't
we-
need links either in,
Yeah.
in
Obviously-
the message system. No
right,
links.
right. Obviously, with us acquiring some birds for the 548 stud barn,
What?
we're
Oh,
getting some
We bought
people.
birds.
We're getting
I
some
see
people
Cajun
DMing
Toma-
us.
Hang
here
on,
and
we
there.
have an alert. Cajun
alert?
Tomato says
Look
new
that
stud
up.
barn chook, by
Uh-oh.
the way.
Ooh.
Did we just get one live?
Did we
get
get a
one?
bird live?
Hey,
We might have
uh-oh.
got 990.
Where is
Which
it?
is that what it is, Dave?
Well, his
Somebody
name is
run.
Chicken 990,
Oh,
which
Somebody run.
means he's in that first 2,000 range, which means he's pink.
Another Sarama?
I'll take it.
Uh-oh.
We did some
Let's
work
go.
early. We did some work
Sarama.
early.
Anyhow,
Yeah,
how about
as
the
you
shaggy?
look-
We'll get to that here in a second.
As you're looking that up, I just wanted to say, like, we were getting people messaging us and being like, hey, I know you guys are going for birds. So, like, are you interested? And then, like, Blake's first thing is, like, be careful. Like, the first thing is to be careful.
Mhm.
Like, we don't know. It's like, I think I recognize this guy's name. But, like, still, like, I would love to not have that fear anymore. And I
Right.
really hope the marketplace, messaging system, I think that's a great shout, and it should happen.
I think every metaverse, and the way I imagine it, is they're going to have some type of communication built within their system.
Right. I mean, that'd be silly.
So if you're calling it a metaverse, I'd
Oh.
imagine that there's some type of communication built in.
Oh, Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang.
While we're on the topic.
All right. I'll get there in a minute. All right. We're getting sidetracked here. Too many things going on. Actually, I wanted to hit on back to the message thing. Yeah, I was going to say Fledge has done, package deals in the past. Multiple people I know have done package deals for an NFT plus WETH off the CD market, and it's always sketch. Yes. I did a trade off market for another project, and I actually had the person I was trading with bring in a moderator, and I had Tyler there as a visual aid just for at least watch me get rugged.
Yeah, I was in there, and the moderator was there, and I wasn't being a hard ass, but I was I made sure that moderator the guy brought in, I was making sure that guy checked in. I was like, hey, I see you're in here, but can you say something? And he goes, I'm here. I'm like, all right, well, I'm just making sure because
yeah.
At least watch
it happens.
Get rugged with me, bud.
Yeah.
In art news, they hired some new artists. So we don't even know. We said 17. We have no clue. I feel like they hired.
How many is
people every
some?
week. Yeah, we hired some. I would say that's more than a few, and
More than a couple. Less
Yeah.
than several.
At this point, they have an office full.
Yeah, they just did move, so they got to fill up that space,
Right.
I assume.
A new big office.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They've got an office full of.
Congrats on that, by the way.
I want to see what their sign looks like on that office. Does it say
Is it a big
Bitlovin
chicken?
or is it a chicken?
Anyways, back to the dead block. Sidetracked again. They only. Oh my God, I can't even read now. They only joined the other day, so nothing to share from them yet. We have made progress on the machete talent. One of our animators came up with this initial animation, and while the animation is good, it did help us see the problem with the current design for that talent. So now, they say the problem with the machete is that the design isn't great, so we've changed the design. Here's the new description straight from our GDD. So the new one is now the chicken just runs and starts whacking.
Swings it. I like it though because and I like when you go down a little bit too here, how the effect of the machete.
Now I know someone had asked if they were gonna have the cutscenes in the game still and sound effects, if it was gonna in the demo video that we all saw when we first got hooked on this game, it would cut away to a chicken it was super powering up, and it would drink and then it would do its thing, and that answer I believe was a yes instantly.
I believe the yes was aimed at sound effects.
Oh,
I'm not confident it was aimed at the cutscenes, but again,
I think the cutscenes came in with that conversation, but it was definitely the chicken sound effects. And then someone brought up the cutscene because in the machete talent here, they talk about it fading to black, and they're actually being a legitimate cutscene. So it seems like there's something there they want to do with that, which is kind of a clever way. They've realized oh, this is a tough animation, so let's throw in a cutscene, a little fade to black, and then you come back and there's, heads being chopped off. Carnage, yeah.
And if there's more of those, again, that's going to break up those long 200-meter races, right? Those cutscenes should break some of that up, I'd imagine.
Yeah,
the monotony of the running.
And if you're hunting for viral clips, those little cutscenes are going to be strong in that regard.
Yes, that's way viral. Absolutely.
Right.
And then they can use their 3D chickens.
Man, I know that they've stopped sharing those because we were yelling at them, but man, I'm still curious what they have plans for those things. I really am.
Gotta be the metaverse,
sketches,
right?
Really?
Blow us away.
3D chickens. That
just
doesn't move.
be like, yeah, we did that.
All right, Wu-Tang. 113 is yours. If this would load.
All right, back to the blog.
So the machete talent. They say here the performing chicken will draw a machete, then it will leap into the air with this, and the screen will quickly fade to black, showing only the performing chicken and 2 to 4 victim chickens. The performing chicken will then slash the machete. The victim chickens will then have an animation of a sword slash effect, cutting their heads off. The performing chicken falls back to the ground while they put away their machete, and the black overlay fades away. The headless chickens run slowly for a time before regrowing their heads. I mean,
here's
to me,
something
that's a cutscene.
Here's something that's telling about this.
Yeah, that's a cutscene.
2 to 4 tells me 4 would probably be more likely in a 12-bird race, right? If it's half of the 8 chickens that are running,
Fair.
then, you know.
I think it's fair enough. Math.
And this is Machete's a common talent.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
So just a floor talent.
You know,
And
they've still done a nice
it's
job
gonna be
making the
that
floor talents
badass.
cool. Like they really have. Like I was thinking about a bunch of them, and they seem kind of lame. And every time they show them, I like it.
Yeah, it's another example of like the video that they showed was fine.
Yeah, he's
At the end
pulling out the knife, doing a fancy little like move, like he's a trick with the knife, and then just.
But then they're like, nah, not good enough.
Yeah.
Do it again. Make it better.
Yeah, so we think this will make for far more cinematic talent. Indeed, we agree and concur. This is everything for this week. Please bear with us. As soon as we feel that racing is stable enough for private beta users, we will run them. It is so exciting to see your chickens running. Plus, the feedback provided after each race session is so valuable. We're making this game because we want to see people race chickens with knives, guns, and teleporters. When racing is ready, it'll be announced here first. Yes. Can't wait.
Beautiful.
I want to see chickens running with knives, guns, and teleporters, too.
I mean, that's basically why I bought it.
Yes.
Because that sentence alone is just ridiculous.
Yes. A little bit.
I mean, that was what I told my friends. I was like, how do you not love this? It's a chicken running and shooting a machine gun. Like, this is amazing. This is the future.
And we get to gamble on it a little bit.
And the chat, like the Tyler and I were in, like our friends was like, you son of a bitch, I'm in.
Yeah. Fair enough. That'll do it.
Right. So what
Okay, so does that wrap up the dev blog?
Yep, that's it.
Awesome. Yeah, all in all, this is in a scenario that we weren't all just kind of really hoping for racing and like wanted to see racing, like when racing right at the top. Really informative dev blog, a lot of good stuff there. A lot of just like the communication has definitely gone up again, which is good. I feel like, I'll stand by the early days. I think it was great. Things faded off. They hurt us again. And the communication has been really good with all these little nuggets. And we keep throwing any of these nuggets we see in the main Chicken Coop chat into our Discord, into a little developer nugget spot, because I think it's important. I think that's the one thing they might still need to like make sure that's being conveyed to everybody, because not everyone sees those. So we're making sure if you're in the Coop Collective Discord and you're just hanging around, it's right there, developer nuggets. It's right within like our announcements tab right in that spot. And there's always some really interesting stuff they're dropping there.
Yeah, and there should be a link to our Discord in the comments or into the info section on the YouTube page here. If not, I can drop a link here in just a second.
I would imagine the diehards here are all in there, but you never know.
I'm just saying.
There's a couple names in here that like I'm wondering who they are in the Discord, if they are in the Discord, because the names are different. But I'm slowly figuring it out.
All right, so we launched an NFT this week. Last week
we did.
Hell of a time to launch it when things are really
grim,
really sus.
At the low point.
But that just goes to show we got conviction for this. We're happy that the people that have gotten in have, and there's still plenty of room for more people to get in, which is making us happy. Wu-Tang just joined us tonight, just under the wire, which is awesome. Happy to have you. We've had 3 people complete full sets now, which is really cool. Some people coming out of the woodwork that have said like, I listened to you forever, but I haven't been, talking here, and now they're in there, and we have our own 548, chat for all those people sitting in there, and we're giving them little nuggets about the different birds we're going after and buying, and that $1,000 each floor price looks beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Coop Collective 548 is named the 548 because after a certain time, I will mint the remaining 48 NFTs that we will be using for the giveaways.
And 548, because obviously that's after deep negotiations with Dave about how many we would mint. We decided 548 was a multiple of 4, therefore is close to 550. And then we just at one point I was like, oh, the 548, that sounds cool. It sounds prestigious. So that's what we're rolling with. We like it.
Yeah. So if you are just listening to this for the first time, we are doing this essentially because we wanted to add a little bit more utility to a game that already seems to have a lot of that going on already when it gets here. Yeah, and so we plan to be doing tournaments. We plan to be doing holder exclusive events, have merchandise, and everybody's been hearing about this prestigious looking Coop Collective stud barn that oh, by the way, if you'd like to get one of these, this is the collection, the Coop Collective 548, and all you need to do is bid 0.05 on one that is not already owned. And if you need to know if it's owned by someone else, it should be owned by the Coop Collective official.
Yeah. Skillflex saying you guys have a copycat already. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow we do have a copycat.
But they only copied 3.
Yeah, only 3 of them.
3. It's not the best copycat. It's kind of
lazy.
They
want to copy all 4.
We still have it.
So let's show off some chickens that we bought for the stud barn. Yeah.
Ooh.
That we're pretty proud of. We've got a plan.
Ooh.
Got a plan. I'm gonna zoom this out a little bit.
And one of us keeps us on that plan.
Yeah.
And one of us keeps us dreaming.
Hey, I try.
Stars.
There are some more chickens in here. Now, there's 2 dorkings in here that were purchased a while back for the Coop Collective that we still have plans to use these for certain things down the road. So these 2 are excluded, but that's not why you're here. You're not here to see
you don't want the dorkings anyways.
Yeah.
We got some extra ceramas. I see 90 what was that, 990 right here?
Yeah, we
990 joined us during the show.
Yeah, we added 4 in the last couple hours. So we were talking over with one of our buddies, and he was looking to let him go anyway, and we're like, hey, we're here for it. We want to get these ceramas in the Coop Collective. So we went ahead and got 4 of them. They're in there right now. Maybe more coming. We'll see. But obviously we have our butte that we have there from the beginning, our 97 Cherry Dusk that we purchased beforehand, that I will eventually get paid back for. No rush. And then we got these new 4 guys in, but it's the first 4 that really stole the show.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get the graphic to look a little better here.
And to answer Holly's dad's question, no, we did not change the plans. In fact, the plan is to fill the stud barn. Our plan is, as we grow this out and get more barns in, there
it is.
But those totals were based on a full sellout. So
yep,
we're still well on. We're a little bit ahead of pace on the stud barn, actually, as you could probably see. But we want to give we want to give as much utility as we can. And we feel that coming right out of the gate and saying, hey, you're going to get to breed with at least this set of birds.
Possibly.
Is going to go.
You got a chance to.
Possibly.
Right.
You and 548 other NFT owners out there.
Or however many are there right now.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
However many are there at the time that breeding starts.
And
this is what I'm saying.
We have been going over exactly what we wanted to try to attain for the stud barn. Dave has had a write up for a while, and top of the list, number 1, we really wanted to make sure we grabbed the robot. That was a huge
1 and 2.
The robot
1 and 2 was robot and the black chicken. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We went with that. We saw an opportunity to get ourselves a 97 Cherry Dusk earlier on before, and was like, all right, I had it in my account. We want to get that. We want that in there. Felt like that was the right move, and then we knew that the black chicken and the robot had to happen first, and then the second black chicken sitting there was just too good to be true.
Yep.
And that's where we decided we're grabbing that.
We had plans to kind of percentage
even though it's
out
exhausted
everything as it went, but that kind of was like one of those no-brainers. We gotta have it. I really fought it.
Yeah, just a little.
I want it, Dad.
We went back and forth a few times.
I want it. No,
Contentious.
but Dad's keeping us on track. We're doing Tyler and me, and Blake's just kind of like, I'm good with whatever you guys are good with. But let's do this.
Blake's telling us to be patient all the time.
Yep.
He's like, calm down,
Surprisingly,
people. Like,
I figured
patient.
it would be
He's
3
right.
against 1, but it's
right. But yeah,
it's 2.5. I'm sometimes I'm like, okay, but other times, yeah, we be patient. Let's get it all filled out.
Money burns holes in my pockets, so I'm ready to go. Let's buy some
Blake
stuff.
just really wants to make sure we keep money in the bank for some tournaments.
Yes.
No, not even.
Don't take
that.
his tournaments away from him.
yeah.
No, I want to make sure that we have the fair amount of barns or stud barn birds for the holders that we have available currently. That's my concern. So
because we really did think that just from the tournament ideas and the poker nights and the exclusive events and the merchandise and the perks and whatnot, we thought we had a pretty good project just with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the stud barn came in, at first we were just like, wow, this is kind of a big thing to take on, but it has made so much sense. And we're having a lot of fun with it too. Like we are excited about this part of it. We're excited to show you guys these, even though that second black chicken has the exhausted eyes that Fledge was waiting for me to FUD. I guess I can no longer FUD the exhausted eyes because we now own a a talented,
listen, he's just there for his genetics. He doesn't need to have the right eyes.
Yeah, so let's do a little rundown here. We got the first black chicken on the left named El Zorro. Not too bad of a name. I'll take it.
Oh, no, yeah.
Nice, I believe it's a 93 Lackenvelder rooster. That's the other thing that made just so much sense is we bought the Dorking black chicken and it was a hen. And the big thing that we're really Dave's list is very nice. And that list kind of consists of balancing out the hair or the genders each way, so we can kind of give some options if two people
when we can,
win. Yeah, if there just so happens that someone wins a breed with the black, both either of the blacks, and they don't have a chicken they want to match, but they want to trade or something, they could do that. You know what I mean? That's what we're trying to get as much redundancy, I guess.
Yeah.
To put a technical term on it. So this is a teleport Lackenvelder 93.
93.
Yeah, with the white comb and waddle and exhausted eyes.
Yeah, but he's there because he's a black chicken.
El Zorro.
Yeah. And so far coming in with the black chicken and the robot and the second black chicken, all common talents, which there's only 100.
The Sultan robot and then the Dorking hen.
Yeah, when I'll be pushing us once we get into the talents and we start going in to buy some lower mid range talents. That's where I'm going to start going crazy because I really love grabbing those around that time. Yeah.
Yep. So we're
Talent
gonna keep sticking to Dad's list, and as you guys can see, it's filling out rather nicely so far. So
yeah, and we will pivot when we need to. Funny enough, we have now some.
It won't all be Saramas.
No, but there's some. We got a little doppelganger action going here. But yeah, we did buy a I think it's a 92, and it might be either a dig or helicopter. It was an uncommon talent. It was sitting at 0.22 at the floor, pretty close to the floor. It's like we're gonna jump like that. And when we see that, it's like, we're gonna make we're gonna make those decisions when we see them pop up. Move that floor, clean up that floor a little bit.
The 92 fan group.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then this was.
I'm aware, Wu-Tang. I'm aware. And I've been yelling at them about it, and they're fighting me.
Yeah,
but I'm aware of that chicken.
Oh, I'm aware too.
Very aware of that chicken.
Who owns that chicken?
I want it.
Oh, I know who owns that chicken. I want it too.
Yeah,
I've got a number I want it at, but it's not going to happen.
So, negotiating is tough on that one, to say the least.
The 548 collection is live, and there are currently 51 holders out there. So, of those 54 holders out there,
55. We just added Wu-Tang.
55.
We're one of the holders. So
yeah, well, OpenSea's probably slow.
Oh, right.
We'll give it that.
Right.
Who knows with OpenSea?
Correct.
So we have some giveaways to do, and it's more of these.
Yes.
Yeah.
The wheel of names. Now let me just get this thing set up right here so you're just seeing the wheel. And okay, so I just went through and kept it really simple. We're just going by the numbers of each NFT. So the number you purchased, like Wu-Tang just got 113. He's in this list as 113. So we'll need to do a little bit of cross-referencing to make sure they grab them. But that also is, so every single NFT that you purchase gives you one entry into this one. So we do have 74 sold in total. So
and that's how that's how we plan on doing it for everything. So like if we happen to run a holder tournament, you would get 74 different birds would be entered into that holder tournament, right? Or however, that's how we plan on
each one you own, you get another shot. Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. The perks, they don't exponentially grow, but they double up or they triple up, or however you
have a better chance to get them.
Right. Yeah, whatever perks we can stack for holding more, we will.
Yep. Correct.
You might not, you can't bring 4 of yourself to poker night, but you can
right.
You can get 4 tournament entries. You are entered 4 times into the breeding.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
And and we're going to come up with some fun things. UK Wildcat, who's in, he's got a couple. He was talking about like if there's set holders or multiples, will there be any perks? We won't add anything to the core stuff. So like the breeding and the tournaments and that kind of stuff, that's still one. You own one. It doesn't matter how many.
I don't know. I could have a tournament with just 4 that own 4 the main 4. Sure, why not?
Maybe you got to come up with a name for that though.
Yeah, maybe some specialty stuff, but like it's not going to give you any extra access to breeding besides just having extra jump-ins. But we're going to think of some stuff for merch or some fun little things we can do there because
I got some ideas.
We want to add value to it, and we think it's awesome. It's cool that some people have already grabbed the set, and obviously you can only grab 4 right now. We'll see how many people want to grab after the fact, but
once these are sold out, you are not limited to 4. You can grab as many as you want. We just wanted to make it so we could get as many people in this as possible, and no one wallet could load up. So,
and do we want to explain too that these 5 that were given away are yet to be minted? Is that correct?
I kind of broke that down earlier.
Okay.
The giveaways that we have given away and will be giving away, those have yet to be minted, but they are already numbered. I have them on the spreadsheet. I just wanted to keep from confusion on the sales page and anybody
we don't want anyone
bids on them. I just wanted to wait and mint them at a later date. So we've got your wallets. We know who's going to win tonight. We know who's bought what and who owns what. So
I got a whole ledger of that right now.
And you will get that NFT at some point.
Yeah. If you're not here live and you see this later in the week that you won, it'll slide into your wallet once we get them minted.
Good question from Holly's dad. These giveaway birds, they can be additional to the 4, right? The 4 are just
these
I mean barns.
Correct.
Birds,
yeah,
barns.
You can still get your 4 and have this one after the fact. That's another reason why we wanted to give them away after everything was finished. That way it's a separate thing in total, but we have everything locked in for that to make sure you know when you're getting them.
I had my eyes on the next slide.
And we may even figure something out that if we do additional giveaways in the future that you have already got that number secured.
Right.
That way, if it's not minted, that it's still counted for you in anything that we decide to give away in the future for you. I think that's only fair. So whether you have it or not, we'll get an ID number for you for the NFT, and it'll count for you.
Yeah, and even after we get these ones minted, we know number 501 to 548 are giveaway barns.
Right.
So we can filter accordingly. If you decided you wanted to buy your 4th purchase, but you had a 5th barn, we would know by the token ID.
Yep.
Right.
Or I guess the token name.
Tigger said a Thanos tourney for the set holders.
Yeah, I was thinking like in the Infinity Gauntlet, it'd be the role in the chat or something like that, because you've achieved
the Vortex Gauntlet.
Just don't get us sued by Disney. Don't get us sued by Disney.
Oh, the full vortex.
It
is got the full vortex of idiots.
Nice.
It is decided.
All right, Josh, you ready for me to steal this screen?
Yeah, you can take it.
All right, let me make sure I'm not showing you guys anything. Any of my weird stuff on here. I'm just kidding. Let me jump back over to Zoom.
So we're going old school and taking it to the wheel.
Yeah, we figured it'd be fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give the bot a break.
So when the winner does win, that number will be pulled from the wheel, correct?
Yes, it gives me the option right there on our new wheel here. It gives me the option to remove that winner once we've had it. So as you can see, there's all the numbers. And this one's colorful and pretty.
Can't see anything.
Can't see it. No, as we can't see.
It's not popping up yet?
No, you haven't shared your screen.
No.
I did.
No.
I don't see it.
It says stop share on mine right now. I think you might have to.
Josh, you might have to change what screen you are showing under your
noob.
options.
Noob.
There it is. Hey.
I have it showing. I see a prize
What
wheel.
a-
Participants can now
I
see
see
your
one
screen.
now.
Yes.
There you go.
Beautiful. And here it is. Pretty straightforward. We got our 74 entries up here. We'll have the little results tab over there, which is wonderful. And
I
it's a
wanna
beautiful
make that
wheel.
a little bigger before you spin it.
No problem. I'll wait a minute.
Oh, it's big.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah. So yeah, if you, a lot of you probably know your numbers. So if you see your number, you can call it out. And obviously, we'll cross reference them and just holler out who's won these. But we're going for 5 here, which is great. And we're just sliding these in your wallets. So you don't need to claim it. You don't need to be in the chat. You don't need anything like that. If you get this here, it's coming to you. So, Josh, once you give me the A-OK, we'll get this started.
Go ahead, man.
Number
Spin her
1
up.
coming up. Wheel time.
Spinning the first one. Who's going to win?
Ooh, I
Yeah,
like
no
it.
first
whammies, no
NFT
whammies, no
tonight.
whammies.
It really drags. It really drags. Is 44 going to hold? No, it's going to go to 222.
That's a
All right.
that's a psilocy barn. I know that one.
22.
All right. It drags, man. It makes you this wheel makes you feel like you've got it, and it just like
That
price is
click.
right you.
Click.
222.
222 is removed, and it's now over here in the results, which is great. And what are we waiting for, right?
Spin her
On to
again.
the next one. Spin it again.
Number 2. Who's winning a second? Coop Collective 548 NFT of those who have already purchased.
Dragon number 6. You're not gonna. Oh, I see what it's doing to us now.
73.
73.
Someone bought 37 and 73. I think that's Jackie because she liked 7 and 3.
Yep, I think it
That
is
is
Jackie. I
Yeah,
think it is
I'm paying
Jackie.
attention to you people.
Congrats,
You know,
so-
Jackie.
So whenever she finds cell phone signal,
Yep,
Yeah,
she's
she'll
gonna
be
find out
excited.
that she won a third.
yeah, you know, that was cool. I think it was Little Bala that said in the chat that like this is like one of the first things that she's been a part of that like you win, you know the people that are buying. Like, and everyone kind of knows each other. It isn't just some like crazy random thing where everyone's running in and like we know all these people that are getting these.
It's
Like,
a nice little community we've
it's
built.
cool.
man.
It's really
Yeah.
cool. I mean, obviously, as it grows out, we'll see. But right now, like the 548 chat in there, it's just like a nice little pocket of people that we're really enjoying vibing with, and you know, we're gonna see what this runs to. So I'll stop yammering. Next one.
Let's go to number 3. Is it going to be number 3 that wins?
Ooh, it's gonna be 95.
Oh.
95. I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
That one I don't know. Sorry.
good for you,
I
95.
like some of you better than
I
others.
bet it's
I'm
a
sorry.
Tyler barn.
Yeah. My
No,
barn's
there's not very many of those.
Actually,
you know
while
what?
you're doing that,
No,
look
if
in the
it was, he
system.
would definitely know it.
You know what? I know
He
a
knows
couple of barns.
everybody that has his barn, I'm sure.
Oh, it's a psilocy barn. Another one.
Oh yeah, those barns. Huh?
The majority of
I love
them are.
chicks.
Womp womp.
Congrats.
Can't believe that the artist made his the best. It's weird, right?
Whatever.
Yeah. Spin it again.
It just flowed. Hey, I gave you guys all the opportunity in the world.
You did.
You sent them all
did.
back and said, "Yep, you're good." Number
Hey, it
4,
didn't trick you that time.
150.
150.
Blake was great.
Okay.
He was just like, "Nope, keep going."
Yeah, yeah.
Make it
Every
weird.
time Blake was like,
Yeah, sure.
"That's awesome.
Why
I
not?
love it." And then
Another
Josh
psilocy.
changed it.
I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
cool. I love that too.
That's,
Okay, I love that too. That
3
was
of
me and
4.
Josh's
I
conversation.
think that's 3
Meanwhile,
of 4.
Dave's like,
My
"That's
barn
awesome."
might be the lucky barn.
Dave's like, "That's awesome. I love it. Please stop."
Can you
All
go
right.
back 5 steps? That was Dave.
All right, so here are our 4 winners so far.
3 of the
and,
4 winners have been my barn.
Come on, number 1. I know that's my
Ridiculous.
barn.
Stupid.
Sorry.
The
All right.
odds are skewed in your favor because more
I
of your
give
barns
everyone
have
else
sold.
the
Right
luck
there.
while I take the bad luck. Right, Tyler?
They have. That is right, Dave.
This better not be a psilocy barn. I'm pulling them out.
Come
next
on, number
time.
1.
There we go. And our last one, go.
Number 5. Let's
Number
go.
1.
Who's going to win it? Who's going to win it?
If this is a psilocy barn, I swear to God.
33.
33.
33.
I think it is.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just grab a little screenshot of that real quick.
Oh, nope. 33 is a Tyler barn.
Haha! Finally.
Actually, I think I know who 33 is. Yeah, it's your sister.
It's my sister.
Oh,
Fixed.
rigged.
Damn it, Tyler.
She's now
That's
affiliated with Coop Collective.
That's right. The first ever Coheed song she played me was 33. So yeah, that's why she picked that one. That's awesome.
Oh, congratulations,
Congratulations.
Britannica.
Nah,
I'm pretty sure it's Britannica.
it's not Britannica. It's Britannica. God, Britannica. Where'd the C come from?
Well,
All right.
Congratulations to
Yeah,
the winners.
Yes, that's awesome.
You guys will get your barns down the road once I get them minted. These will get you an ID number, and they, like I said though earlier, they'll be included in any future things that we do. That'll include them.
Can I stop share here and send it back to you?
Let me go to.
Cover it up. Cover up all the stuff.
Hang on. I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do. What do I do with my hand?
This. It's gonna go. It's gonna do what it wants. So, just go for it.
Okay, stop share. Going back.
Bleep it. We'll do it live.
All right. So, this has been fun. I'm glad that we could give some of these back to the people that have jumped in here. You know, we're gonna think about ways. Is her name Pete? I'm sorry, I'm just seeing that now.
His sister Pete.
Is her name Pete? Oh man, that's great.
All right. I was obviously not looking at the pictures here, but yeah, this was cool. You know, we're gonna remember you guys that's hung on here in the early going, and everyone that's just been around here in general. You know, it's been really cool just having everyone hang around and this mattering to some people, and people showing up every week and enjoying us idiots talk about this stuff. So we got to stop calling ourselves idiots when new people come in. We've had that conversation already.
We're a brand now. Come on.
Hey,
So, yeah.
idiots are a thing. They have decent brands.
That's funny.
Idiots will have their day.
That doesn't
We'll
mean
have
that's
our
today.
day, son. Yes, we will. On the back porch of our chicken farm.
So we'll leave you with this. Hopefully, we are right on the front step of something really cool. Obviously, we don't know anything beyond end of month racing that it was given to us as information from last week's show. That's the plan, and that's what they're shooting for.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to get fun and wild once we can just race and get them out there and then really start this thing rolling. I'm hoping that maybe the communication was a little bit tricky where they didn't tell us everything, and maybe they're playing that little bit of like, I want to hold this back so when we release it, it's huge. Maybe that's me being a hopeful, optimistic idiot, but it's the gist I'm getting. It's the feel I'm getting, and I really feel like this next week coming up, we got some interesting things in store, and I hope it's time to stop, fighting the fear and start having a good time with all this stuff.
I agree. Like we've said in the middle, in the heart of this conversation earlier, we all agree that we think this upcoming week is kind of a big and pivotal one, and we'll see. I'm excited. I think I'm excited. I'm excited for what's to come in this week, and you know what? Even if it doesn't land this week, and I don't know. I feel like there's going to be some good things this week.
I'm feeling the same.
Yeah.
So in the meanwhile, we'd love to see you as part of the 548. And obviously, when the time comes, whenever you guys want to ape in and jump in, we'd love to have you. And the collection is right there in our Discord, and this is our little extra shill. Buy our barns, please. Buy our barns.
Buy the barns so we can fill the stud barn.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the thing.
Buy barns equals stud barns.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's buying ones your buy into our first poker night, it's your buy into our first tournament, like all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Once racing opens up, we want to get on
Holders
that.
only tournament. That's
Get on that
coming.
early.
That's going to come as
we
soon
got
as we
some
can make it work.
information coming hopefully soon in regards to what will be in store for holders, and we'll start getting rolling.
And the
on
more
some
we
stuff.
learn, the more we'll be able to really apply this into concrete plans and not just this is
Right.
the roadmap. We're going to hit these stages. Like we're going to be able to put them and be like, here's exactly what we're doing. And, we're happy to have you guys along for the ride. So yeah,
Mhm.
this has been fun and it's only going to get better from here. And join up, check them out, buy my barn, please. Stop buying
Buy the
stupid
Canada
mushroom
barn.
one.
I like
Buy
them
them
all.
all.
I am
They
draw,
know.
and I say buy
They
them
know.
all.
They know where it's at.
Yeah, they know.
Yeah,
You guys don't
but
like the rainbow.
aliens.
It's fine. I love the
Aliens.
rainbow rave.
if you
Aliens.
guys need any more information on this, you guys, like Tyler said, reach out to us in the Discord, or if you're in the Chicken Coop chat in the Chicken Derby channel, just tag one of us. I am at Grateful Coops, and I have at MBF Express above me. And to the left, we have Dad at Pecking Order Racing and Waddle Race. I messed it up.
Waddle.
Yes.
Rattle.
Not just
Waddle,
me. You've been
Waddle Racing Coops. We are the Coop Collective, and we hopefully will be seeing you on some tracks soon. Good night, everybody.
See ya.
Whoop, I should add this queued up.
Jeez.
Bye. See ya.
All hail Cajun tomato.